Now listen to what President Trump had to say about his tax cuts. Watch this.
Now we need Congress to pass the largest tax cuts in American history, and Mike is going to get that. And I think we can finally say one big, beautiful bill, because everybody's there. I spoke with John Thune, who's doing a terrific job also, and the senators, and we want one big, beautiful bill. Just put it all in that bill, and we'll figure a way to have it passed, right? We'll figure a way. But it'll be the largest tax cuts in American history.
Senate Finance Committee member James Lankford joins me now. Mr. Senator, are you going to give the president one big, beautiful bill, including all those tax cuts?
It is not given to the president. It's actually given to the American people, right. Actually. With all the inflation that's happening right now, with all the challenges in the economy globally, we need to make sure we have a stable tax policy. And one of the biggest parts about this is a tax policy that doesn't expire, that everyone, whether you're a corporation, an S corporation, whether you're a small business or whether you're an individual, you've got a stable tax rate that you can actually plan your family around. The stock market's really relying on this. Investors really want this to happen, and soon. Can you deliver quickly? We can, actually. When we're defining quickly in government terms, as you know, is a different animal on it. The hope is to be able to have this done by the end of July. It will take us at least that long to be able to work through all the details. Tax policy is extremely complicated, and there's a lot of questions on it. So, for instance, on the energy side of things, Democrats added a new tax for manufacturing oil and gas in what they call their Inflation Reduction Act, which actually increased inflation on it. We want to be able to deal with that piece of it, what's called the IDC, intangible drilling cost, that they added a new tax there on oil and gas companies. Well, that's not in the 2017 bill. That's one of the negotiations. That was an additional piece Democrats added in. So there are parts and pieces of this that we've got to be able to deal with and get all the different parts together to make sure they work.
Are you backing the call to raise the debt ceiling? Because that means more debt and more borrowing.
It actually doesn't mean more debt. It means that we're actually taking care of the debt that currently exists there and acknowledging a reality. There is no plan. No one on either side of the aisle has a plan to have a balanced budget by the end of September of this year. That doesn't exist. That would be a $2 trillion cut to all spending. We do have to chip away at this. And my proposals are trying to be able to chip away significantly, just like you would paying a mortgage, that you're working to be able to get down so you can take care of not overspending. A lot of our states right now have very tight budgets or budget surpluses. The federal government has $2 trillion in overspending in a single year, and that's got to be worked down over several years back to balance.
Senator, Trump warned that Russia may be dragging its feet on the ceasefire deal. You're on the Intelligence Committee. What should we do if Russia doesn't come to the table to talk peace?
Yeah, we should actually increase sanctions on Russia, and we can continue to be able to add pressure to them. Quite frankly, there's no grand shock that Russia is dragging its feet. They're trying to be able to gain more leverage. They know that the rest of the world is ready for this to be resolved. And as soon as they see the rest of the world wants something, then they suddenly raise the price for it and say, oh, if you want peace here, then you've got to open up more oil sales, open up more natural gas sales, open up different companies to Russia to be able to expand their economy. Their economy has suffered during this time period, but they've been able to sell a lot of their oil out on the open market, and some countries have been willing to buy it for a cheaper price, even though they know directly buying oil from Russia directly leads to the death of Ukrainians, because that's what Putin uses his money for, not helping his own people, but for killing his neighbors.
Ugly situation. Senator Lankford, thanks very much for joining us this morning. We always appreciate it.
You bet.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you again.
Yes, sir.